third leg of our anniversary trip took us to Amman, the capital of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. After arriving at Queen Aliyah International Airport, we met our driver for the week, Hytham, who took us to check in at the St. Regis Amman. The hotel recognized that we were celebrating a milestone anniversary and upgraded us to their massive governor's suite. The next day, we headed to the north of the country to see some ancient Roman ruins. So this is Jerash. Jerash is an ancient city that's been occupied for more than 6,500 years. It came under Roman control in 63 BC. Today, its ruins are among the best preserved Roman cities outside of Italy. We had a knowledgeable guide to show us around. He actually did double duty, feeding the feral cats that stand guard over the ruins. One of the most impressive structures at Jerash is called the South Theater. It was built around 90 AD and seats 3,000 spectators.
I'm thankful it's a little bit cloudy. We're also being really hot. It's nice and breezy up here.
The amazing acoustics of the theater allow a speaker from the floor to be perfectly heard anywhere in the audience. Our guide showed us how the columns are held up only by gravity and even sway in the wind. From Jerash, we took a short drive to the village of Ajloun to visit the medieval hilltop fortress called Ajloun Castle.
We're in the Ajloun Castle. Very cool.
The castle was built in 1184 by the army of Saladin to control the road from Damascus to Egypt and protect the area from the Crusaders and their Bedouin allies. From the castle, we headed back to Amman. We found more Roman ruins on a windy hilltop in Amman, at the Amman Citadel. What we're trying to tell you, although you can't hear us over the wind, is that the Romans called this city Philadelphia, although the Greeks and others had occupied the site for thousands of years before the Romans. When a desert dust storm kicked up, we decided it was time to leave the Citadel and head to the souks for some shopping.
We're in the souk. Lots of shopping.
I realize that nothing's as it seems. I dream of rain and I dream of gardens in the desert sand. I wake in vain I dream of love as time runs through my head. I dream of rain I lift my gaze to empty skies.
like a tourist, but it doesn't matter. I would look like a tourist before. We managed to find everything from sweet treats and spices to perfumes and jewelry in the souk, and Hytham insisted that we try everything, saving his favorite for last, kunufa. It's a buttery pastry made with local cheese, soaked in sweet syrup and topped with pistachios. We ended the day with a drive through Amman's famed Rainbow Street, a lively district filled with restaurants and hookah lounges. We're in Madaba today, the city of mosaics. I love maps, so of course we had to visit the Church of St. George to see the Madaba mosaic map. It's the oldest surviving map of the Holy Land, dating to the 6th century. From there, we visited a Catholic church said to be built on the site where St. John the Baptist was beheaded by Roman Emperor Herod. While the modern church was built in the early 20th century, the Acropolis under it features remains of buildings dating back thousands of years, including an operational Moabite-era well from 3,000 years ago. We're climbing to the top of the bell tower. Our next stop in Madaba was the archaeological park. The park is built around the remains of the 6th century Church of the Virgin Mary. The church and its well-preserved mosaics were rediscovered in 1887 beneath the floors of some private homes that had been built on top of it. Apparently the park gets a lot of funding from the US, so once they found out we were American, the manager gave us a special behind-the-scenes tour. Next, we visited Mount Nebo, where the Bible says Moses was granted a view of the Promised Land before his death. It was a little dusty during our visit, but we were still able to look out across the Jordan River into the West Bank and Israel in the distance. This was a royal wedding this weekend. I think Juliet's going to watch it on television. Decorations for the wedding of Jordan's Crown Prince Hussein were everywhere, and we'll have more to say about the wedding in a future video. But for now, we jumped back in the car and descended nearly 4,000 feet from the summit of Mount Nebo down to the Dead Sea. Okay, so we're at the cut of the checkpoint on the way to the Dead Sea, but our driver's getting a ticket because he was on his cell phone while he was driving.
And she's done a lot. A lot.
But I guess you're not supposed to.
It's like collecting taxes.
Yeah.
You got caught.
Anyway, here we are. Fortunately, Hytham got off with just a warning and was able to safely deliver us to our next stop, the Kempinski Ishtar Dead Sea Resort, where the adventure continues.